Good. So, having fun?
At the conference.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a bit. Just picking battles, I think, when it comes to the partying scene is the best way. Yeah, so it's been a great conference. Obviously, it's always a pleasure to meet everyone and the Odys team as well. Obviously, catching up with you guys. And all the rest of the mentors as well, because obviously everyone's got slightly different backgrounds, which is great because it kind of brings the whole network together. Yeah, I'm enjoying the conference so far. I should be a lot worse than I am, I think, but somehow I'm still powering through. Maybe it's the sun. It's raining and wet and miserable in the UK, so it's actually flooding where we are from in the UK at the moment. Floods, there's heavy rain, so I'm like, yes, I'm in 40-degree heat. Well, in air-conditioned rooms with 40-degree heat outside, but it's nice.
Yeah, awesome.
What about yourself?
I really enjoyed it. I missed pretty much on all the presentations because I'm there at the group, but I still get to.
Yeah, I heard you even missed ours. Mm-hmm. You missed mine and Dooley's. We don't forgive for that.
Well, I did a great interview with Dooley, so I can say it, and I'm doing one with you, so.
Is that just because of guilt? Is that because of guilt?
Of course it's because of guilt. You know?
Catch up with all the speakers.
Get them good relationships. Yeah. Speaking of mentors, I mean, I think it's the first time we've ever had like so many mentors in one place. You know, did you get to talk to any one of them like about like, joining this whole thing or?
Yeah, so obviously one of the other big mentors is James, who most people know is like one of my big business partners anyway. We partnership a lot. Obviously we're very good friends, close friends. And we speak to pretty much every other mentor in the group. Jason Barnard, Jason Hennessy. Corey,
Jason Mills probably.
Jason Mill, the list goes on. Kyle Roof. Just speaking to all of them, you know, they've all got great ideas when it comes to SEO. They all have, what's really unique is they all have different ways. Mm-hmm. And this is what I love about SEO as well. There's so many different ways of doing it. And that's what's fantastic about the different mentors is kind of, if you're wanting to use Odys for a mentorship program, you can kind of pick people who fall into what you believe is the right SEO strategy. Mm-hmm. And follow their route, or you can go, you know what, I'm going to try something out of the box. I'm going to go with this guy because it's completely different to what I usually do and try and learn a little bit something like new. Something new would be good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, it's fantastic for that aspect, and obviously the network's pretty close. Everyone's trying to help each other, which is great. Always lift people up instead of putting people down, which is really good. But I'm enjoying it. It's good.
Awesome. Are you still mainly focused on link building and SEO, or are you gradually switching to other things as well?
So I've got quite a few business. So my background with obviously the gambling and all of that, you know, we did 46 online casinos in the UK and all that, and selling out of that business. I think we built it up at the time of me leaving was about 24 mil rev a year. And that's it was negative when I first got involved with it all, and then became a shareholder and all of that. What am I most involved in now? So I do like a lot of local business. Locals, I'm going to sound really insulting to local SEOs here, but when you've done gambling, local's just a walk in the park. Like you literally, you know, following a scaled down process of what we did in the gambling, and it's like, wow, I ranked within. Like someone asked, I think when we were doing the Q&A, like someone asked when we were doing the Q&A, how long does it take to rank? And it's like, I was like,
couple hours.
Yeah, like from index. Literally the past 5 sites I've done from index. It's because obviously I set everything up first, index the website, do a few little other sneaky tricks, and it's like page 1, position 2 or 3, and then just a little bit longer to get it hopefully up to position 1. So I do a mix. I do a lot of on-page. At the minute, I'm probably doing a lot more on-page and technical stuff as opposed to link building. Obviously, I've got the link building team, Searcheroo. They do a lot of link building, but if I'm honest, from a day-to-day perspective, haven't been as involved with that. It tends to run by Charlotte. Charlotte pretty much anything that I say usually is wrong when it comes to search through, because I'm not that, like, we were chatting earlier on to Callum, who's like a sales guy. And he's like, oh, well, how many staff do you have? And I was like, I think it's like 10. And Charlotte's like, it's 15. I'm like, oops. So I'm not that involved. It's just I only kind of get involved if there's like someone needs a strategy, or if Charlotte's struggling with maybe some more advanced strategy, or you know, we attract a lot of iGaming customers, because obviously probably my background and Dooley's background in iGaming, so we attract a lot of those, and they tend to want to have some input from me on strategy. So we do a lot of that as well. And it works quite well.
Yep. Nice. But what about like projects outside of the, like, let's say, general SEO and link building?
So like investment projects.
Maybe investment projects, maybe a SaaS that you develop, or I don't know.
Yeah. So
like
we're
that.
looking at, obviously a lot of ours is just all very much. I've got a few local businesses, but it's still powered by my experience in SEO and paid ads and things like this. So family business, air conditioning in the UK, which you'd think is quite a small niche, but it's quite a very lucrative niche. I'll just let the door shut. Quick cut. No. So we're doing like a few local businesses, but then what was great with that was, because that's like a family business, helping family out. It's kind of led us to, you know what, this is actually quite cool. It's a very easy niche. I've got the team set up anyway, so within 3 weeks we became the number one for residential in the town.
Just like that.
Yeah, 3 weeks.
Wow.
It was so funny because the main engineer is my brother in that business. In day one when we launched it, we pushed the paid ads. He rang me within about 2 hours and said, turn them off. There's too many leads. We had 35 leads that day, which is just too many. He was the only guy answering the call, booking people in, things like that. So that was really interesting and great. But then it's actually led us down the path of, you know what, there's other people in this situation where I could probably do the same thing, set up a local business. So we're actually going down, I'm going down another path of that and going into like building and construction. So like local construction companies, you know, like loft conversions or whatever. Setting up the actual business where it's a equity share, you know, partnership or something. And then I'm essentially the marketing arm. So I just set up the websites, get it all ranked, and they do the work.
Yeah, just track inbound leads.
Exactly, inbound lead generation, essentially. In terms of other investments, we buy into other businesses, or another gambling business we bought into recently, and we bought about 35%, I believe. That was $250,000 to buy in. But what we try to look at now is we look for businesses that maybe are weak on their SEO front, but fantastic on a brand. And we think that's the key element. You know, they have to have strong brand presence. They have to have search volume for the brand, not manipulated search volume, actual search volume for the brand. You know, social media presence, all of that. But like actually utilizing social media. So we tend to do that approach quite a bit. And yeah, I think that's the way we kind of go for investments now. Any other investments I'm doing? Just a few stocks and shares, crypto, but we do not get into crypto. No, we don't touch that. No. But that's about it. Just ISAs, funds, that sort of stuff. But we tend to, with especially me and Dooley being busy, we've got our own little investment company together where, you know, we plough the money in and we decide on where we're going to invest. And usually it is just digital assets or building our own, because we have the processes for that. Then if we can rank in local within, you know, let's say a 3-month period, we're usually generating income from that within, you know, 3 to 6 months, and it's paid for itself within that 3 to 6 months and generating a profit. So it's like, why would we go into some other type of business when we can just keep scaling up these little ones? Which we control 100%. So that's kind of the approach we've always done, and it seems to work. We are now a domain, that's a proud moment. We're a domain registrar in the UK as well. Just for self-tag type thing, but you know, we have 1,700 UK domains. So when you're at 1,700 and you start to do the maths on numbers, if you're a registrar, you tend to get it a little bit cheaper because you're just paying the actual registrar fees. You're not paying the add-on that they have. We save a pretty big amount of money when it's 70. You wouldn't save money if it was like 300-400 domains, but at 1,700 you are saving quite a bit. So it's definitely worth it. Yeah, definitely. And it's such an easy process to pick up domains now as well. So, and that works for us in the UK market.
Perfect.
So it's good. I don't see us venturing out of UK much. We've tried a few times, but it's like I just like to stick to the lane. Like people say, why aren't you going to foreign? It's like, well, I don't speak the language. I understand SEO is probably even easier based off our Poland escapades. It seems like it's a SEO of 12 years ago. You know what I mean? But we don't speak Polish, and I always feel that language barrier is just an issue. We might look at it in the future, but the UK is great for us. We know the markets, we speak the language, we live there and don't intend on moving.
In and out. So.
Exactly. So it's almost stick in your lane a little bit.
Yeah. So, so you're the adept of the church of branded search.
Branded search, yeah. So it's one thing that we've always tried to do, coming from the gambling background as well. You tend to do branded search quite a bit because you're trying to do TV ads. We spent a fortune on TV ads, Facebook ads, all types of social media. We tried Twitter. I believe we tried TikTok once, but that didn't go down so well. And that obviously just builds brand awareness and things like that.
Because I think out of all the SEOs, you're among the few chillest people here. I mean, everyone's happy, everyone's talking, but you feel that tension. Like some anxiety, some worry. Like I'll just pray it works. And it's just fuck all.
I think that's been. Don't get us wrong. I wasn't always like this. So when I first started SEO, I was 14-year-old. I had many pure spam penalties back then. You're going back, pre-Penguin and all of that, and then Penguin came out, pure spam penalties everywhere, and it just is what it is. Like, it comes and goes. You've got the whole update that's went on, obviously hit plenty of people and things, and it's like, but you just learn from it. You see if you can recover it. If you can't, build another website. It's easy, right? So, but I think Corey says it quite well. He says SEO is about data, not about emotions. And if the emotions are driving it, then you're going to fail. If the data's driving it, it's just numbers. It's numbers on a page. Build another website.
Just analyze and adapt,
Exactly, analyze, adapt, and come up with another strategy. Job done. Execute. And then if that works, great, move on, repeat. If it doesn't work, change. I think I mentioned it on the talk, it's pivoting. Learn to pivot. If you can't pivot, then I don't think SEO is for you. Maybe go paid ads. I love paid ads. Absolutely love paid ads. If you can make paid ads work in your business. What I often actually advise to people who ask for my SEO advice, especially when it's, say, a local business, is start with paid ads first. If you can't make paid ads work, SEO won't work. If you can make paid ads work, you then are getting an ROI from the paid ad. You can then figure out what keywords and strategy to do to target for the SEO. A lot of people do it the other way around, and they might spend 6 months trying to rank for the keyword, but it doesn't generate them any money. Now what? Whereas they do it the other way around, and a lot of people, but that's expensive. Well, it's not if you get it right. And if you verse the time, it's cheap. I think Google do a £500, £400, I think it is at the moment. It might be in dollars different, but £400 down, £400 free. So for £800, you get a bunch of test data. You get all the user metrics on the website.
That's not like it's some crazy money.
It's not crazy money. It's cheap, and if you can make it work and find a few key. The great thing with that is, obviously, you've heard probably about zero volume search. primarily because tools like Ahrefs and that will not show. Sometimes even Google doesn't show in the keyword planner the volumes. Well, paid ads does. You set that up and all of a sudden you see all of the impressions for random terms that you would not have thought to go for. And then that's a good strategy for SEO. Oh, that's actually an easier keyword. Let's go for that one first. And then just sort of keep going up from there. So that's kind of the approach I've adopted, but it saves a bit of time and money.
Really sounds like it makes a lot of sense. Really, really. I'll edit it out because I'm trying to remember something you mentioned. Oh yeah.
It's okay, we're all fatigued, we're all a bit drowsy, tired, hungover, we all get it.
So the thing about like people saying it's like too expensive, like just to start with paid ads and stuff like that, they think cost instead of investment, whereas it should be the other way around.
Yeah.
And isn't it like that in pretty much anything when you do business?
All of business. Yeah, it's all. If you think you're investing over 6 months, how much you're going to spend on links, how much you're going to spend on content, staff time, your time, that's a very big cost for then it not to work.
Yeah.
Or save 6 months, spend $1,000, see what happens. If it works, all of a sudden you've now got a strategy to set yourself up for 6 months. And that's kind of the approach we've always, any business I go in, always typically has paid ads running. And the nice thing is, updates come. You don't care. Yeah, you might lose a little bit of, say you get absolutely slapped by them. You don't get slapped on paid ads. And if it's working and still generating a revenue, you haven't got that, oh God, the Google update's rolling out type.
What will happen today?
Exactly what will happen, like sweating, watching, waiting, like, oh, today's the day they catch me. It's kind of that approach, really. And then obviously, we mentioned again on the talk, diversity of traffic avenues. So don't just do paid ads, do, social media, YouTube, try all of it, TikTok, although I don't do a lot of it, probably do TikTok, test it, Reddit. Give it anything a go and see if it correlates with the, your industry or your niche that you're in. Or niche, some people say.
Right. What do you expect from the, let's put it in brackets, SEO industry over the next year?
Next year. Yeah. Obviously, I think AI is going to have it's already having a very big impact. We use it almost daily now. Well, daily.
Like processes or content?
Processes mainly. Content, yes, obviously it's a lot more lucrative, but obviously we have quite a strict policy on, fact checking, making sure it's not hallucinating, all of these sort of elements, avoiding words that aren't typically used in the English language for some reason. It decides to spit them out. Fact check everything. Our process for that is very much like content gets raw, we make sure it has all the NLP entities, headlines, all that sort of stuff, and then straight onto an actual human editor who runs through it and goes, that doesn't make sense, etc. Also looks at the flow for a conversion purpose, because it's great at spitting out words on a page, but they might not actually convert if someone lands on that page and reads it, right? So puts a little bit of tonality and things in it. From a processes point of view, man, coding and shit's got so much easier. Like, I'm not a coder. Well, I can edit code, but I don't write from scratch, but I can, that doesn't work, it's because of this sort of line type thing. But I'd almost say I'm a borderline entry developer now, because you've got AI.
Yeah.
You literally tell it what to do. I've coded, like, for some of the local websites, a quote form built into WordPress, so like it has all the elements in, and it'll actually generate the quotes on the fly and email them. I built that myself. It's like, this is so much easier. It's like stuff like this, I think it's really going to come into play. But in terms of, I'd like to think SEO, well, you see it in the industry now, SEOs who are adapting to AI should hopefully skyrocket the businesses. SEOs who aren't, kind of living in a dinosaur age and thinking it's all going to go away. I'm not sure there'll be an SEO come next year. They might have pivoted, hopefully, or became a window and decorator, window cleaner or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Depends on the skill set.
Depends on your skills, yeah. That's what my verdict is. Obviously, yeah, it's going to be very much people becoming prompt engineers, utilizing AI to hopefully not reduce staff. I would hate to say like we're trying. Well, we still have the same size team, even though AI is fully in our processes now, but the team can output more. So now we get more shit done.
Yeah.
The mundane tasks that really you pass to say a VA because you don't want to do it. You pass to your virtual assistants and things. Well, they don't really want to do it either. But now they don't have to. They just have to use the prompts that generate it and then check it. Exactly. And that's kind of how we are doing it at the moment. I don't want to lose staff that just because AIs came on the scene, all of a sudden, see you later, staff, I only need 3 staff members instead of, however many we've got. I'm over 50, depends on the business.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've got quite a few, and yeah, that's how I see it. It's an aid. It's not the
cure.
The cure. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, dude, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, it's nice as always.
Really appreciate it.
Cheers.